Grownish, smartish, British.
We are British, apparently. Uh-huh.
Shout out to Theo.
That will make all the difference.
Thanks, Theo.
We appreciate you.
And I've told them to keep it down outside because that's a bit loud as well.
Thank you
We're
so
keeping
much.
this all in.
And we're all good again.
He is sweetheart. Shout out to Soundbank and the crew, the entourage.
Yeah, they're good to us, man. Very
They're
good.
100% good to us. Shout out to Mel. So, guys, as you know, there's always a would you rather situation, and I'm very mature with my options
Yes, you
because
are.
I'm a full-grown adult.
Here's the immaturity coming.
Always.
Good lead up.
I mean, do you want me to start with something like quite deep?
No, let's do the immaturity.
All right, fine, if you insist. Would you rather look 10 years older from the neck up or down? 10 years.
This is terrible.
Younger this way? No, older this way or this way?
I bet. Look, but does it have anything to do with feeling? Or is it just...
Just looks, it's just looks. He always has variables to throw in.
Well, it's important
It's just
to
a direct
understand.
question.
So I would say 10 years older in the face.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
You can get away with a young body.
You got a beard though. You're fine. You can just cover up.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
was
just
gonna
wisdom.
Still got wrinkles on my forehead, so
Botox, no?
never.
I've been searching Botox.
Serious.
I think I'm
No.
very expressive, guys. I shouldn't be highlighting this on a flipping video. I creases for days.
But we put value on everything but ourselves. We put value on old cars. We put value on wine. We put value on a lot of things, but we don't put value on ourselves. We need to put more value on ourselves for being able. There are some people out there that have worked very hard to put those laugh lines on your forehead.
I make
And
myself laugh. I think I'm funny.
That's what I say to Joe. It's like, oh, I don't like these laugh lines, these creases. That's some of my best work. I'll be taking those laugh lines away.
You're taking
That's
away all my
cute.
effort and time.
That's right.
All right, so you'd rather be
Face
older in the face.
Yeah.
What about you, Fizz?
Neck down.
Older.
Mm.
Really?
Gravity takes its toll, bro.
Yeah,
Mate,
baby
it already
girl.
has. What's another 10 years?
I'm not gonna lie. I think since joining the gym, like back on it properly, like I've been in and out of the gym for years. But now that I've been on it properly, I care so much about how I feel, and how I look also kind of reflects that. So when you look good, you feel good. It's like a chain reaction. Obviously, there's other reasons and other things to consider to why you're happy.
Mm.
But I feel like as a woman, we have this thing called makeup,
Yeah.
which works wonders. So if my body's looking like a young thing, but my face is looking oldish, we can fix it.
Nah.
We can fix it.
See, I feel like I love makeup. You know I love makeup.
You're an MUA.
I do it as a job.
What's the MU? Oh.
Makeup artist.
Oh,
The acronym.
keep
What's an
that.
acronym?
Yes.
I said it wrong. I was busting jokes.
I love makeup, but there's only so much it can do.
What are you trying to say?
No,
There's only so much
like
makeup
as
can
in,
fix my face.
if I'm suddenly looking 10 years older in the face, it's a lot harder to disguise than 10 years in the body where I can just wear.
But then you have
nice
to look
clothes.
naked in front of your partner.
But don't they have?
I have a partner.
You will. In the scenario, you do.
But don't you can? I've seen women put
Yeah, you can make
mascara,
up your
not
body.
mascara, but
Mascara.
Let's hear this.
I don't
That's how
know.
we.
What's blusher? What's this thing? The contouring and all that bull nonsense.
Yeah, contour.
What
They
on
put
their
a
body?
contouring on their abs to get abs.
That's what
innit?
men do.
Men do
Nah.
it too.
Men do that.
I've seen
100%.
Man's seen a woman on YouTube with no abs put abs on her.
Yeah,
on
because
her-
she's demonstrating how men do it. It's unlikely a woman will do it, but
No,
men
man.
actually. Do you know men get implants,
Yeah.
abs implants?
Peck implants.
Do you know what
as
I
well.
realised?
You might want to ask Jo. She might want that.
No, you know what I realized? If you're doing, you got a partner. Just being there and being reasonably fit, it just does. That's enough. Women
He's
aren't
reasonably fit.
No, but women aren't looking for like these super buff athlete 6-pack. That's nice, but just a normal body is okay.
I think you're right. I think the majority of people, everyone's got preference. Some people, some women like guys with a belly. I don't understand that. And I think it's because I've always been a big girl all my life. I don't like overweightness. So I have an issue with that. But I think at the same time, because I'm in the gym again, in case you guys don't know, I go to the gym.
7 days a week.
How many-
7 days a
we-
week.
We should have a counter, a gym counter. How many times she
I say
mentioned
gym and fatting. But yeah, because I go to the gym, I now understand the importance for your mental well-being and also for like looking good. So I don't want my man to be wham and hench and ripped and but like actively going to the gym has its benefits. So I would want my partner to also be fit.
I don't think you should put your preferences on them.
On them.
That's my opinion.
I probably would attract someone who's already into fitness. Because that would be kind of like one of our common
Is that a requirement?
that they're looking after themselves, not that they're living in a gym. No, I don't want to be married. I want to be married to me, not the gym.
Coming back to your question about would I rather be older from the neck down or the neck up, I don't think looking older in the body doesn't mean that you're unfit.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
No,
so
I agree.
you know, that's why I really don't mind if I looked older in the body.
That's fair.
It just means the titties would be down there. That's all.
The titties.
The titties.
Well, because you got some, I got none. Mine just stays there. Mine probably like most guys have bigger breasts than me. Sadly. All right, next question. What would you feel worse if no one showed up to your wedding or to your funeral? It's a very important question.
I would feel worse if no one showed up to my funeral.
Theo's in agreement. Just for the
Yeah.
record,
But
our
you're
sound
not
engineer.
there.
But it's the final goodbye. I want to hear people crying.
No, how? You're dead.
My soul.
Her soul is there. So it depends what you believe in.
Yeah.
So you'd rather have people turn up to your funeral rather than your wedding?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Wedding, straight up.
Okay. Funeral.
Yeah.
Do you know why? People love to show up when there's free food.
Yeah.
And they love to show up when it's a good time because it's an opportunity to dress up, feel good.
Yeah.
And more times, aunties and uncles are turning up who you don't even want to be in the wedding.
Yeah. And
Pull up
not
'cause you
only
have to
that,
invite
they'll come
them.
and criticize absolutely
Everything,
That's your
including the way
wedding,
you
Yeah.
smile.
Yeah.
Obviously, there'll be a handful of people who genuinely cry in tears of happiness.
Yeah.
But I think for me, my impact as a person, my character will show more
Yeah.
when I pass. So the
Yeah.
legacy I leave behind. So who turns up to my funeral or makes an effort for my family will reflect maybe how I raised my son, how I held myself, how my family represented. So to me, that will hold much more value to who turns up to my funeral.
Definitely. And I think the reason why I said the same is because when you go to someone's funeral, you go out of love and respect for that person. Whereas you go to a wedding because you're invited and you fancy a dress up, like you said. But like even that, you know, I think really early on in our friendship, I went to your dad's
You
funeral.
went to my dad's funeral?
Yeah.
And, oh my God, that was
Yeah.
quite overwhelming when I saw your face. I'm
Yeah.
like,
But I went out of love for you. I never got to meet your dad. That's the saddest
No.
part. I never got to meet your dad. And when I heard the news, I felt like I had to go. I had
honestly,
to be
it
there
meant
for
so
you.
much to me. I'm going to try not to get emotional.
Yeah.
Do you know it's going to be almost a year
I
next
know.
month? A year.
I know. It's
Mad
mad.
thing. And I still ain't lost weight.
No.
And that's how I turn a negative into a positive distraction. All right. So the last thing to take us on topic, what is the one thing that you do to look after your well-being or something that serves you and just you?
That's a really interesting question.
That's a
I'd
very
like to-
good question.
Thank you, guys.
It's a very good question.
Because I know you're a father, you're a husband, you're a son, you're a brother. So you do a lot of things for people. So what do you do to serve you?
Oh, well, run a little bit. Like to run, and you think I think while I'm running.
Mm-hmm.
But there isn't anything that I say dedicate. This is my time.
Mm-hmm.
Just I don't even think about it. Just get it done. The thing is, and you'll know this, and you'll know it as well, Fizz. You just catch pockets of time where you can just be
Where
like, oh, I'm
possible.
doing this, I'm doing this.
Mm.
But this is time for me, and I'll do that. Maybe pouring into your work, which is really, really nice, and you'll put your effort, and that's your outlet.
Mm-hmm.
You can say this is something like my outlet. So, you know, I have multiple different mini projects that I'm doing. Those are my outlets, and those are for me.
That's good.
So there's multiple different things that I can do. There isn't one specific outlet that I have, or vice, or whatever that is.
Before I go on to you, Fizz, do you find that you feel not rewarded, but you feel satisfied by just being like a father or being a husband? Like, do you feel like that already sort of makes you feel something, like where you feel like you don't need that much me time because that's this energy is enough as well?
Yeah, and it's a weird thing to feel, but there's so much fulfillment that comes from me doing this for someone else, like
100.
trying to look after Joe and Caleb and making sure they're okay, and then if they're all right, then I can think about myself, and it's kind of like that. So
I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Over to you, Lil Fizz.
I can think of two things. A more recent one is the skating journey that
you've
I'm
been doing
on.
that for.
That's really
We
your
need
thing.
to go on a trip somewhere.
Can you skate?
I can ice skate. I can't skate.
Okay, fair
I can
enough.
ice skate.
Yeah.
But I want to see this now
You
because
want
I've been
to see it in
seeing.
person?
I've been
I've been
her
seeing
fall.
I've been seeing flash. I want to see you doing
full action.
moonwalking.
I
wanna
can
see-
moonwalk.
There you go. I want to see you doing what's the snake thing?
Yeah,
in and
yeah.
out of cones.
Crossover bubbles.
Yeah, I want to do all
crossover
that.
bubbles.
I wanna
yeah,
do all
yeah.
that.
I'm
Bubbles.
going backwards now.
I want to see all of it. All of it.
We'll do a day. We'll do a
Okay.
day. You
But
need to come down from
capture
Reading
footage.
Yeah,
Producer mode will
bring your
kick in.
7-minute camera along.
It's 12.
Actually, it's 12 minutes.
Actually, it's 12.
Yeah.
So the skating journey for me has been a really unexpected but pleasant one. It was a friend who suggested, do you guys want to skate? And I was like,
Who was your
"Yeah."
first friend that did that? Was it Magda?
My friend Melanie.
Melanie.
Yeah, she
Shout
kind
out
of
to Mel.
shout out to Mel. She put it in the group chat back in like end of 2020.
Okay.
Like, oh, how do you guys feel about roller skating? And I was like, really want to learn how to do it. And that's how the conversation started.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mel for doing loads of research.
Did you ever see yourself skating? Like, if someone had told you a year ago, by the way, you're gonna start skating.
No.
you'd be like, no.
It was always something that I would watch other people do and be like, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do this. And now that I'm doing it, it's really fun. But it's something that I do for myself that challenges me.
Okay.
And there are times when I'm
'Cause
frustrated.
there's levels.
There's levels.
There's constant growth.
Yeah, there's constant growth. So I'm still a beginner, but obviously the next level will be intermediate. The next level will be
What's the
like,
calves saying? They're getting stronger.
mate, you need to see my
Muscles.
This?
Oh,
What's this?
Quad.
What's this? Quad. My quads.
What is this?
What is this? I always get confused with the
I'm on Gym
hamstring.
Bunny. What is it?
It's
that
the
thing,
this.
innit?
I'm getting the muscles poking through. But like I get frustrated with myself because I'm pushing myself. I want to learn, I want to progress. And when I'm not seeing the progress or I've plateaued, I get really frustrated. And recently I've been posting a few where you see my face.
Frustration.
Yeah.
Vexed.
The RBF, the rest in bitch face, and
Yeah.
then the sort of cussing because I'm not getting it.
But it
But-
just shows that you're quite passionate about it.
Yeah, I've really
That's
enjoyed
good.
it. And, we've talked about how I've made friends through skating as well, which is really such a nice
She no
little
longer
community.
needs us anymore.
I always need you guys.
That's right.
Always. But I have my skate friends too.
So skating for you is your
Skating for me is the one that challenges me, but the one that I feel like is purely selfish. I think you'll know what I'm going to say. Nap time.
oh my days.
Nap time.
I don't know anyone. Fizz is the worst person when it comes to napping and blocking people on
Yeah,
WhatsApp.
man.
She is renowned for both of them. You're forever napping,
I'm
bro.
napping.
How? Where?
Do you know what? I see a nap as a hard reset. If I'm feeling tired, obviously, you have a little rest, then you feel refreshed. If I'm annoyed about something, pissed off, I've had a bad day at work, I'm upset, anything, like, I'll be like, you know what, I'm just going to take a nap. It's that way.
My
wake it
nap's
up and
going to
it's a
turn
new day.
into a long sleep. I
A
can't do
nap,
it.
you know.
I don't know.
I have
tried
them
to do a
ones.
granddad nap. I just wake up very discoordinated and confused and then panic. I'm like, oh my God, where am I? What am I doing? It's like, I freak out.
Those
literally.
naps are the best.
And now working from home, you're able to do that.
Often.
There are times when if it's been a challenging day and I have a slot in the middle for about an
Take this
hour,
one.
I'll just
Her lunch break.
go have a nap and then I continue working. I feel better for it.
That's good.
I think you guys can guess my one.
Gym.
Literally, gym is my thing. And people get really annoyed that I don't work out with them. Like, there's a lot of guys today, guys like to move to you in the gym and I'll move to you in a way like, oh, so we're going to work out together. I'm like, no. Then they try and get familiar and I'm just like, no.
We've
And then-
worked out.
I will only work out with a woman. I'll work out with a woman to motivate her, to motivate me, to push myself. And if it's any way that I can inspire someone to go to the gym or test out new things, then if I see, I've had women approach me in the gym all the time. Like, as of recent, people come and chat to me because they see what I'm doing and I say, do you want to jump in? But when a guy does it, you're taking up my time. But 9 out of 10 times, I would like to work out alone. And it's because that's my only time to channel out from everything. I'm no longer a mother. I'm not a daughter. I'm a nobody right now. I'm just trying to clear. And when I'm running, sometimes it's just like I'm running away.
Yeah.
It sounds weird, but I'm
Like
just
you're
like...
literally and metaphorically running away.
Yeah, until you
Yeah.
realise you're not going nowhere. You're on a flipping treadmill.
That's why.
But that's how I feel about naps.
That's why I don't think guys understand about going to the gym. They can see it as I'm just catching up with the boys, whatever.
Oh,
Especially
trust
if you're younger and you don't have much responsibility. I'm just catching up with the boys, whatever.
me.
But as you get older, that doesn't even translate. That is the gym, and that's anything you do. You go out for a meal and someone on the other table is having an argument. It's like, listen, this is the only time I've been able to get a babysitter.
Literally.
Shut the hell up. Let me enjoy this atmosphere.
No, 100%.
And you argue when you get home.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to hear that.
So I get fulfillment with helping women out. So when women approach me and go, oh my God, like your body goals, I'm like, okay. Then I'm like, okay, how do I deflect? I'm like, oh, well, maybe you can join me. Or like, then you can see they're trying to indicate, like, can I, because they can see like I'm sweating it out. And then I'm like, yeah, cool. But it makes me happy. So I feel like I don't feel like it's cutting into my time. But when someone's trying to like talk to you and flirt and whatever, sometimes I'm just like, oh, you're beautiful, but
you might be missing your blessings.
No, because he can always meet me afterwards or before. Or like when I'm clearing something. There's segues, there's opportunities.
Man ain't got time for that.
Then
You shoot
obviously,
your shot once.
then obviously I'm not the blessing.
A shot, it goes up once.
Then khalas.
We don't
on to the next.
We don't shoot multiple
On
shots.
to the next. I don't mind.
Okay.
But yeah, I genuinely try and say it in the most politest manner. But sometimes they're adamant. I'm like, cool, I'm on a Stairmaster, jump on a Stairmaster with me. They're doing it slowly. And I'm like, no, I'm on level 10. I'm moving up to 18. So when you're ready, join. Otherwise, step off. And they're like, raw, okay.
Is that your test?
No, I swear to God, that's what I do.
No, but is that your test? To see if someone can keep up with you, is that get on the treadmill?
Nah, not at all.
Do you go on the treadmill as well? Oh, you get burnt.
Yeah, I run like 3K.
I would love to meet you on the treadmill. Let's go.
Let's go, man.
Wow, but why is Ben challenging us on everything?
He wants to
today?
see. Yeah, it's fine.
I just want to
it's fine.
see.
He's on one today.
I'm just happy.
You just
I
want to
wanna
fight,
see.
innit?
I'm just want to see.
Fight me.
I just want to see.
So, I think there's a few guys in the gym that watch me in a sense that they're like, "Rah, there's another guy on the treadmill today, or there's another guy in the Stairmaster today." I think they see what I put the guys through and they find it hilarious, and it's just become my thing now. If you see a guy next to me on the Stairmaster, they're trying to move to me, and I'm making them sweat it out, and they're struggling. So everyone else is watching, going, "Yeah, it's just Hebz doing what she does, isn't it?"
This is the people out there. Leave Heba alone.
Obviously, if you're
She don't want no
can we put
smoke.
a disclaimer out there?
None of it.
No, 1 second.
You're not worth her time.
No, wait.
Nothing.
Disclaimer: if you're Muslim, yeah, and you're over the age of 29,
if you're Muslim,
and you're 5'11", I'm gonna push it, innit? Because you don't choose the height.
even if you're
Shush!
Muslim,
Don't block my blessing.
you are haram.
You're not haram.
You are haram. When in
my
the gym
God.
space, you're haram.
You're not. You're
You
eye
are.
candy.
You are like a pig. She don't want nothing to do with you.
So, guys, moving on swiftly.
Yes.
About mental well-being.
Yeah.
The 19th of July
Mm-hmm.
marks a very special day.
Freedom, apparently.
Yeah. So it was our Freedom Day, is that going to be a new bank holiday by any chance?
Can they make it back? Can we petition for it to be a bank holiday?
Oh, might as well.
That was the day that the UK sealed its fate, and we're gonna plummet.
Of course, but we need it to still be a national holiday.
No,
We just want an excuse to have a holiday. Can we
No.
just
Need
do
an
that?
extra bank holiday.
No?
no.
I'll jump on any bank holiday. Bin Man Day. I'll do it.
Bin Man Day.
For anything. Anyway, so before we start talking about the freedom, I want to know about your own personal experiences when it came to lockdown. So when we were first, obviously all working 9 to 5 in the office, how did you feel? Like my workplace, actually, I haven't done the intros. Real quick intros. Growing up British. Tie, over there, up there, up there.
Not me.
The
sign.
The sign.
Oh. We need to get the tag.
Oh, he's just like, oh yeah, there. Growing up British and myself, I am Hebz.
It's your uncle's favorite uncle, Uncle Ben.
And it's me, Fizz.
And you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Music. Where else, guys?
YouTube.
Besides that, where else?
Google Podcasts. You want the RSS feed? We can do that for you. Anything.
Yeah.
Right, my
Anywhere
guy.
where you want to listen, where you get your your dose of podcasts. Come, we're there, isn't it?
Uncle Ben will sort you out.
Everything. We've got everything.
But he'll probably need 2-3 working days to get back
No,
to
no,
you.
no. Within
He's
the
a
hour,
busy
I'll
man.
get it for you. I'll get it for you. Don't worry. What you need, you tell me. I'll get it for you.
But yeah, so I want to know, like, obviously with lockdown being like a sudden hit, the only thing that I kind of saw it coming is that our business started trialing days at home.
Well, we were working in the same place at the time.
Okay, yes, of course.
We were in the same department.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when we say they were trialing working from the company we used to work for together, Hebz was still there, I'm not. They weren't typically a company that encouraged working from home.
At all.
They're very anti-flexible working in that way. So
But I love my workplace.
No, they're a great company. But it's just they weren't a fan of working from home. They didn't see it. I guess it comes down to like seeing your
Manager
employees as
styles.
being responsible enough with their workload. But when they were trialing working from home, it was the day before we got the announcement of working from
Bit
home.
suspect, no?
It wasn't, because I think it wasn't suspect because the news and everyone was already talking about
Yeah, that's true.
this may be
But it
what's
was
happening.
just right on time, though.
But their plan was our department was the first department to trial it.
Yeah, that's true.
And then
the housing
that was
team
on the
were after.
Tuesday. And then the Wednesday, it was like, oh, guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Siri's so
Right, you got a
in
female
the fam.
Siri?
Yeah, man.
Go on with your female empowerment.
But yeah, it was like...
but they had to do software updates, the VPNs, all that
But
stuff.
they had to do everything
kicked
real
in,
quick.
yeah.
Real quick. Laptop rollout, mobile phone rollout, everything really, really quickly.
For those who didn't have it.
For those who didn't have it. So it wasn't like... It was a knee-jerk reaction. Everyone was reacting very, very quickly to it.
But I want to know, did you guys expect to be in lockdown for this long? When they said, oh, you're going to start working from home for a little bit, did you think a year later we'll still be doing this?
I didn't think it would be a year.
I didn't think it'd be this long.
How long do you think it would be, Ben?
I didn't believe when it first came out in 2019 that it would be this long. One, I thought, I was still telling people at the beginning, don't worry about it, just go about your daily business, because I was just thought it wasn't be that big. Then it hit. Then you start listening, reading, and you'll be like, okay, this is some serious stuff. And then that gentleman, the doctor, died in Wuhan, and it's like, hold on, wait. He tried to tell people and warn people, and he died.
Yeah.
He died
Them
suspiciously,
ones.
and then
I love
it was
conspiracies.
just. That's not because that's real. He
No,
died.
I know, but as in, like, people will say it's a conspiracy theory.
But
what
yeah,
happened to
it
him.
was. I didn't expect it to be 2 years until you can finally get back into some normality.
Yeah.
And to put, I think to put into perspective, my son went into nursery, and to this day, he's going to be 2 in December. I still haven't seen inside of his nursery. I don't know
Mad.
what his nursery looks like.
That's mad.
So
Has his nursery opened up? Like, are you actually? It says he's
yeah. So we drop him off at the gate, and that's it.
Word. Okay.
And then he goes in, and he's greeted by the care workers and whoever. But for 2 years, I've not seen what he
There's
has
some
seen.
child labour in there.
Yeah, man.
He needs to work.
Could be
man.
sewing them face masks, isn't
He
it?
needs to work in there. Well, get him to work in there.
Sealing up them COVID.
I'm happy.
swab
I'm happy
things.
for him. Keep going, boss.
Yeah.
I wonder he comes back sweating.
Transferable skills.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Yes, I think for me personally, I didn't see it happening. As much as we were watching things happen abroad,
Yeah.
I was going, okay, this is getting a bit closer. This is getting, but I'm like, but some reason I always felt the UK was just untouchable when it came. It sounds weird when it comes to like war. Like, we know of history of wars, but we don't experience a lot in the UK. UK is kind of like in its own little bubble, not like Australia is.
That's because it's the instigator.
I mean,
Very
okay,
true.
political, but we'll
you
go.
know, it's there's the pot and then goes, you know,
We're only little.
Didn't do nothing. Yeah, we're a little
We're only
island
little.
here.
We've got
But
allegiances.
for me, that's kind of worked in my favour. So I always felt like I'm just safe. I'm protected
Yeah.
in this bubble. It's not like everything's happening here, here, and here, but it's not home.
It's not going to come over to the UK.
And then
yeah.
when you're starting hearing about cases getting, and I'm like, nah. And then I personally struggled during the first lockdown. So when they said to us, all right, you're going to start working from home. I'm like, cool. I already work from home 3 days a week since 2015, from being a housing officer to my role now. It's always been hot desking, remote working, wherever you are, you just work. So for me, it wasn't like an alien thing. But then when they were like, so you're going to homeschool as well now? And then it's just like, okay, but with what? Oh, you got to use laptops. I don't have a laptop. Like, as in like for him, because I'm working on my laptop. Then it's like, okay, we're going to give you homework like every day. And here's what you got. And I'm just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And doing it alone. So I wasn't allowed to go visit my parents. I was told you can't come near your parents. You can't go to your bubble's your bubble. And that's it. So for me, it was such an overwhelming feeling. Plus everything you're reading, all the conspiracies that you're reading. I literally went into some weird freak out mode where I was very tearful all the time. I called up the teacher going, my son's going to take 10 steps back. I'm going to fail as a parent. I can't educate him. And like, I can't work full time. I was never furloughed. I was hoping I was going to get furloughed at some point because like, I can focus on quality time with my son. It's like a unique position to be in. But in the beginning, no one wanted to get furloughed because you felt like you lost your job. If you were furloughed, the idea of it was quite alien. But when I found out it was a normal thing to get furloughed, I was like, go on, I beg you furlough me. Because everyone was like, well, I'm getting paid 80% of my wage for just spending time with my family.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take that in a heartbeat. So I put myself under a lot of pressure to try and maintain my son's education, work full time, plus worry about my parents, worry about my family, worry about my well-being, how alien the world's become. You can't go to Asda without queuing for an hour and a half to get in.
Toilet paper fiasco.
That's coming back
No
in.
toilet paper.
No
That's coming
toilet paper.
back
I know,
in.
I saw.
I got really emotional. I remember once my mum needed toilet paper and I saw some woman holding loads and we had nothing in our house. And I said, baby girl, my parents are elderly. They need toilet paper. And then she was just like, I'm like, no. Like, I beg you guys, it's greed right now.
Yeah.
Like, and I get everyone's panicking, but some people don't shop in advance. Some people just buy enough for them because they live week to week. Do you know what I mean? So there was a lot of pressures, like small little intricate things that just piled up and then tipped me over. But then second lockdown, I didn't respect the situation. I got over it.
Well, yeah.
Rule breaker. I was in my house. This one was out breaking rules.
Do you know what the tipping point? I think my mum and dad both got COVID and I hadn't seen them. My dad would cry over FaceTime with my son, feeling that he's deprived of his company. And my mum was just like, because they're used to my son being in the house all the time. My niece and my son were there 95% of the time. And now they were stripped away from their energy. So they were now just two old people sitting in their house feeling empty. And it kind of affected my dad's well-being. So I was just like, no, I can't do this. So my sister and I went to the shops, bought loads of shopping, turned up to the house, put it in front of the house with like a barrier, the bags between us. And we were just like talking to them and waving from a distance. And I was like, do you know what? Bun this. And I literally just reached over and hugged my dad up. And I said, Mum, you going to come out? And she's like, okay. And it was just tearful. It was a very emotional moment because never in our lives did we ever think that we'd be deprived from seeing our actual family.
Yeah.
Like, we just take them for granted. Like, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Yeah, cool. And then to be, I think it was like 5-6 weeks. And I was like, nah, I'm done.
Similar to that, my breakdown moment was in the summer.
Yeah.
When one of my longtime old friends, Sandra, she'd moved out of London years ago. And she had popped by to see her mum. So this was in the break between the lockdowns. So she popped down to London with her boys to come see her mum. And she randomly calls me and I was like, hey, how are you? Da, da, da. She's like, I'm outside your house. And I went running out and literally I saw her. I was standing there like at the end of she's at the end of the driveway. I'm at the doorway. And I was like, oh my God. And she goes, can I give you a hug? I was like, yeah. I was bawling. I was actually bawling.
Because you don't understand.
Because
what you've been deprived of.
And also because she wasn't, it's like, okay, at that moment, the lockdown had eased. It was in between the two. It had eased where you were allowed to go socialize with people outside. Like in
bubbles,
very small bubbles.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is a dear friend of mine. She doesn't even live locally. So the opportunity came up to see her. And I fully like bawling. I wonder if Sandra remembers. She'd probably laugh at it. But I was actually like really overcome with emotion at being able to see her. And I had the same reaction when I got to see my niece and nephew after almost 2 months.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Actually a big deal.
So I obviously chat to them over FaceTime and stuff like that. It's not the same. And my niece and nephew come to my mum's house for like childcare while their parents are at school, you know.
Yeah, what?
At work. Same. Yeah.
It is cool.
So, you know, I was used to having them home.
Exactly. It's like my
And
dad.
then,
That's what he had,
like, or, you know, used
Yeah.
to coming home from work in the evening and being able to catch them for the last like half an hour of the time that they're there and playing with them and exciting them and sending them back home to their parents.
Yeah, don't
Feed them
don't do
chocolate
that.
and go.
Yeah,
Don't
off
do
you
that.
go.
Yeah.
And then to have that like taken away,
It was hard.
it was really hard.
It was hard.
And yeah.
How
it
did
was-
you find it, Ben?
It's bad because I'm going to say the total opposite. This couple of years was it was so lovely to be at home.
But forget the couple of years when it first happened.
Oh,
when
yeah.
that panic, the first lockdown panic.
Oh, there wasn't panic, it's just annoyance. I never
Okay.
felt panic or anything because for me, I was working, so I was commuting from where I live into London. And for me to get to my house into Canary Wharf, where I was working at the time for a bank, it was taking me over 2 hours to get there. So when they started saying, "Oh yeah, you can work at home," I was like, "Sweet!"
Yeah.
So I was only doing it once a week, but I was just like, "Yes, I can work from home," which gave me more time at home with the wife and my son. So it's like, right, I'm ready. Then they said, "All right, you're gonna work from home permanently." During lockdown, I changed jobs twice.
Go on.
So I
That's
left my
amazing.
first one,
That's actually really good.
going to the second one, first one, and I was like, no, this isn't for me. Then I went to another one. I'm still working there, and I love this place now. But they're 100% remote, so they don't do offices. You are at home.
Oh, so regardless of the circumstances, this is you. This is your
you are at
setup.
home. They have
makes
people
sense for
everywhere.
overheads,
Everyone's at
right?
home. So for me, I was happy
Yeah.
because I could now structure myself where I'm able to go out for a jog in the morning, drop my son off, go out for a jog, come home. I read a little bit. Then I'm in the shower. Then by 9:30,
because you have more, because you're not spending that time commuting, you actually
Exactly.
have more time to do valuable things.
So-
Because
yeah.
when do you know the memes like you don't actually work 9 to 5, you work like 7 to 7.
Yeah.
If you think about the hours,
The
of just
commute.
going in and out.
Because you can't do anything in that time.
unless so if I was able to do some work, like maybe had a presentation to do going into the office, I'll do it on the train and last minute touch-ups. I would do listen to podcasts, listen to a lot. So that's dropped. So the music, the podcasts have all dropped dramatically what I listen to. So I don't listen to those anymore. So that's the downside, but the good side
We're here
is
to school you, don't worry.
I've got a lot more time
Yeah.
at home. So for me, the lockdown
Has been good.
has been very good. Touch wood and everything. Everyone is still
This
here.
isn't wood, it's MDF.
There's some type of wood in it.
It looks Woodish. We'll take it.
They've
It's
got-
British, you know.
My granddad is he's 90 now, so he's still here. Mum, sister, dad, brothers, immediate family, in-laws, they're all good. So
Yeah.
luckily, even my
Everything's been
parents
good,
in
yeah,
Nigeria, they're okay. So luckily, we've all been all right.
So I have a question. Speaking of family, did your parents take lockdown seriously when it first happened?
Very,
Yeah.
Really?
very.
My dad we had to lock our doors because my dad was gallivanting around the place.
What,
I'm like,
outside?
yeah. My dad was just like, oh no, it's okay. It's just like it's not happening. I'm like, dad. And their reality was when their friends became ill and then someone passed away, that's when it was just like, okay, WhatsApp's telling us we need to chill.
Oh,
Not the
yeah.
news.
WhatsApp University, Facebook University.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
The Imam, the Sheikh WhatsApp, which
Them
is
videos.
any forwards that we're getting. So as soon as I think that it's unfortunate, but some people had to learn the harder way, which is they had to experience it closer to home
Yeah.
for it to resonate a little bit more. Because my mum and dad, we'd argue with them like, you're both high risk, you're both vulnerable, you're both elderly, like you need to chill. And they're just like, oh yeah. But then they'll go out when we're out. Or like when we're sleeping, one of them will sneak out. And I'm like, bro, you're not teenagers. Like, why are you creeping around?
Yeah.
And it reached a point where I'm just like, guys, lock the door, take dad's car keys, it's game over. And they're like, but what is, I'm like, do it.
Yeah.
So I was isolating in Croydon.
Yeah.
And they were in Fulham. So I was like, yo, someone needs to do this. I'm gonna turn up and play the bully. And then eventually we became the adults and they became the kids.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. You start parenting your parents.
Yeah. But it was so funny seeing my mum and dad trying to sneak around, and I'm just like, swear, it's just what's happening right now.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, no, I think it was quite intense for me the first lockdown. Second time round, or like halfway through it, I started embracing it. So like the same way you start embracing quality time, my son started going to his dad. His dad was furloughed. So they got some special, unique time. They never get to spend this much time. Since we split, they only get to see each other like 2 days a week, 3 days a week because of work on his end. And now he's furloughed. He started taking him for like 10 days at a time. It was beautiful for me to an extent because I can just get on with work and I'm not worried about homework because he's now taking on that full responsibility. But it was also, I kept on saying, whenever you want him, just have him. And it's because I appreciated their bond and I appreciate they needed that quality time together. And it's a very rare experience that we might not even experience again. Hopefully, we'll never have to experience being furloughed again. But everyone started revising the whole furlough title and going, this is my opportunity to be creative. This is my opportunity to plan. This is my opportunity to spend quality time. And I think that's how I made everyone see it. Like, you guys are blessed. You're furloughed right now. Don't panic about the 20% you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
Because everything, your costs, your overheads are going down as well because you're not commuting and you're not spending lunch outside.
Oh my God, that money goes into something else though.
It's true. I mean, it depends on what your priorities are, but
Like,
like
people started revamping the house though. They're like, you know what? I might as well seeing I'm home. And then they spend that
but
money.
when you're spending more time in an environment,
You wanna make it as
comfortable
Trust
as
me,
possible.
the amount of do you know who made a killing? Builders, contractors, plumbers,
painters, decorators.
they made an absolute killing. If you were to go down roads, you'd see
everyone
just
is revamping.
building
Yeah.
builders everywhere.
Loft extensions.
Trust me, even like we did the kitchens. Wow, there was so much work going on.
But did you guys get to meet your neighbours?
Yeah.
Did you get to build a community?
What? I know my neighbours, boss.
But you've always known them.
Always.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know half my neighbours.
No, see, that's a London thing. You get out of London and neighbours
Alright,
next door.
right.
No, I
Neighbours
don't think it
next-
is because
No.
so my mum's been living in the same house for years, like years, a lifetime. So the neighbours there are really well established too. There's a few new faces, but the same neighbours that we moved in on day one, majority of them are still there. So we
It's a
know them
community
really
vibe.
well. Yeah, it's the community.
Oh, so what that just proves is you.
Yeah, it is me. But I'll tell you why it's me. Because I'm always leaving South London. I'm never in South London. South London is where I sleep.
Can you
and
not
shower.
say hello?
No. I say hello to... So
Do you know your neighbour's name?
I live on a crescent. Yeah, of course, Janet. Shout out to her. Anyway...
Is this
one
your next door
woman-
neighbour?
Yeah,
One
he's the
woman
dog.
down the
Love her.
road
She's
around the
so
corner.
cool. Wait,
No.
Can I explain? Like, we live on a crescent. I didn't realize how big the crescent is. I used to drive to the park, not realizing on the other side of the crescent is access to the park. And I've been living there for like a good 8 years.
I remember when the
And
day you told me this,
I'm
it
like,
was so
bro,
funny.
I drive to this park and it was there.
That's disgusting.
Because there's so many entrances to the park.
That is so bad.
Because the crescent's so
That
huge.
is so bad.
It's 3 minutes to go around the crescent when I can just do a U-turn and go straight out on the main road.
You know the funny thing is, if you just go around and walk.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
When I touched down in my house, I said, "There's no way I can be in this area and not know where things are."
I knew where Asda is,
Wh-
what Chicken Shop
Look
is,
at
and where
this.
gym is.
Asda and chicken shop and gym.
Those are the key.
Priorities.
What else do you need?
Priorities.
To be fair, when I was walking, I didn't know that there was like a Waitrose.
That's what I'm
maybe
saying. You discovered.
20 minutes down the road from my house, and it was like a mirage.
Yeah.
What? There's a Waitrose here.
That's how I felt.
Oh my lord!
I got to know Queen Elizabeth Park very well.
That's what I mean. So my neighbours,
Very well.
they were like, I started running, right? Because the gym
Yeah.
closed down. I'm like, no. I invested in an Apple Watch. Shout out to Apple. And I started running like every single day. And then I started running around the block. Then I realized the road and I realized, oh, there's a park. I started venturing in. And the neighbours are like, oh, you're new to the area. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
2012,
I've been here
fam.
for years.
That-
2012.
That is poor.
But it's because the crescent is huge. There's probably around 60 houses on our road.
So you could have done.
So I know literally where the curve is of my road. And then why am I going to go around like this to leave to go back out where my house is here? I just go bloop.
Yeah.
So it made no sense. But
Did you not have like a block party? Like everyone come out, you set up tables.
That's a
and-
Reading thing.
It's not.
Stop it.
That's a London thing.
Stop
That
it.
is a London thing.
Block party, you know.
You don't have a block party.
it's mainly a
I've never had one,
no.
but you could have had one.
If you live in a state,
Hold on, wait,
you
hold
got a
on.
vibe.
Did
Yeah.
If you
you
live
come
on a
out
road-
and clap for NHS?
Small
yeah,
sometimes.
small. Yeah.
Yeah, but then that's what I'm saying. I see all my neighbours in my peripheral. So I'll see the neighbours in front
The
of me.
immediate
either end of
neighbours,
me.
yeah.
But I'm not going to start running around going, everyone, let's clap together. Like, I want that to
Did any of you
Lucky,
bring
bro.
out pots and pans?
No, but my
What?
neighbours did.
Yeah, man.
If you didn't go out and you didn't clap for NHS, they will come and knock on your door.
No, but did you use
No.
pots and pans?
Did you use
No.
pots and pans?
Instead of
The
clapping?
the neighbor across the
What's
road
her
from
name?
us.
Exactly.
I don't want to say her name.
Exactly.
Oh, whatever.
Okay,
Means he doesn't know
her
her
name
name.
is Monica,
Shout out
and
to
she's
Monica.
just got a new dog as well.
What's the dog's name?
I don't know the dog name. I don't
Not
deal,
really a name,
I don't
are
deal
you?
with dogs.
You don't deal with dogs. You
Mm-mm.
should still know her name.
I don't know dogs.
His name. Its name.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
So, how was everyone's mental well-being during lockdown? Were you always happy and jumping for
No.
joy?
We had many a FaceTime, Insta video call, crying to each other.
Crying.
Yeah.
Literally like tears crying
No.
because you were overwhelmed about schooling with Khalil, stuff with your parents. I was feeling
He's a man,
so
ignore
many
him.
different things about work, about family life, like literally crying about everything. And
We're
it took a
just
toll.
Emotional human beings.
It took a toll. I would say that the majority of 2020 was spent under a very grey cloud.
Wow.
I'd say half of 2020 because it started off from March 19, right?
Well, that's when lockdown officially
When
started.
did March? Is it March 2019?
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
March, December, November
Oh, yeah,
of
it's when it
2019 is
started.
when it
Yeah,
started.
it's when
My
it
bad.
started, and we didn't officially
Yeah,
go in.
I reckon summer I started looking a bit. I felt more positive. I started sitting in the garden with my ice lollies and my
Wow.
music. living the
No.
best life.
So by that time, I'd left my
Yeah,
job
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
yeah.
I'd realised I
Not
was
for
not
you.
happy. But I left without a job to go to. I took a big risk. I had enough
And it
money.
worked out though.
Well, yeah, I had enough money saved up to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So that I could still pay all of my bills and stuff like that and take a bit of time out. Because mentally, I was frazzled.
Yeah, you
I was
are.
all over the place. I couldn't healthily maintain work and look for a job at the same time. I needed the break. I needed a clean physical break from working at the last job before I could even look for a new job.
So some people who couldn't stand their jobs, right, or their managers,
Yeah.
it's like they said to me, it was a blessing that lockdown happened when it happened because they were able to separate that negative feeling of wanting to leave their job because they don't have to see their manager anymore. So they
I
felt
felt the opposite. I
Yeah.
felt like one of the reasons that pushed me into leaving was that my manager's face was now in my home.
Oh,
that's an interesting way of seeing
Yeah.
it. Yeah, for real.
So, and the person, I despised him.
wait,
Despised.
wait,
Baby
wait,
girl,
No, as in,
I'm
like-
still in the company.
Yeah. No. But like, that's my relationship with
chop
that
that part
person. That's my relationship with that person. He's cool to everyone else. We just weren't getting along. And I felt like, this is my home space. This is the space that I'm supposed to,
I
I'm
hear
now
you.
forced to
Protects
spend
your
more
energy
time at
kind of
home.
thing,
Yeah. And now it was like, I'm seeing this person's face on my screen in my home. And it made me feel, my soul was not settled. My soul was not
That's
settled.
fine. I mean, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I think everyone is either or. So everyone either really just appreciate the breather from the
Yeah.
management and they go, do you know what? I like my job, but I don't like the setup in the office. So
Yeah.
being able to disconnect from that gave them like a fresh motivation to continue. Whereas some people just quit their jobs and thought, this is an opportunity to push boundaries and test myself. Because I think a lot of people got creative. I started this podcast during lockdown. Do you know what I mean? And there's different things that makes us think outside the box. What other things can I build? Like secondary streams of income started popping up. Do you know what I mean? New hustles started coming out.
Yeah.
And it's because people had that time to plan. Aside from quality time, what's been the best benefit of lockdown for you personally as far as growth?
Me is knowing how much time was actually wasted on trains financially and just from time was something that I think was a blessing. You touched on the creativity. I think to a point, I felt a bit bad because it was, if you're not doing something during lockdown and you've wasted lockdown, it's like,
Did you feel that pressure?
yes,
Really?
you saw it every
I saw the memes.
single
I saw
day.
they were actually quite damaging to a lot of people.
What have you done during lockdown? You've done nothing. You should be out creating.
No.
And for someone that was already doing things, I felt like it wasn't enough
Mm.
at points in time. But
I think that
you
was
just
the most
carried on.
toxic thing.
You just chug on.
That's the most toxic thing that Instagram promoted, which is everyone saying, if you haven't left lockdown, if you haven't come out of lockdown, lost weight, being fitter, new creative job, 3 different incomes, then you've not done it. Do you know what? Some people are just about alive. As in, like, your mental well-being was tested.
That was me.
And that was enough.
And that was it. The fact that I got up every single day was
An
the
achievement.
biggest blessing.
100%.
Because there were days when I couldn't get out of bed. Like
Right.
legit could not get out of bed, and I would not talk to anyone. It was the lowest low I'd ever experienced.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And it wasn't just because of lockdown. There were other factors, like,
yeah,
you know,
but that's what
all
happens,
compounding.
though.
Yeah.
So everyone that suffered during lockdown is because they had additional
Yeah.
things happening in their lives that now became a highlight.
Yeah.
So I remember I made a joke during first of lockdown that right in the beginning I was ranting, going, to all, because I do my rants on Instagram. So I was like, to all the guys or girls who are in a relationship all cuffed up, you're lucky, you know, or if you're thinking of leaving a relationship, this is an opportunity to work on it. Actually, domestic violence went up
Yeah.
heavily. And it's
Yeah.
because people couldn't escape each other. And then I think it took like a good 6 months for Boris to go, actually, if you feel threatened, you can go for a walk. It's just like, it took you how many people get beat up, how many women or men getting abused for you to think, okay, yeah, maybe it is sensible for someone to leave the house. So the reality is, you know, unless you're blessed to kind of be in a safe space with good energy, you got your wife, you got your kids, and the relationship's there, the communication's on point. There's other things, like your relationship good at home with your parents, is a relationship good at home with your partner. Are you already mentally unwell? And this is now adding to it.
Basically, if people were already thriving before lockdown, then lockdown was an opportunity for them to continue to blossom.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, basically, because everyone was ordering off Amazon.
Jeff Bezos made out like
killing.
Did he see a shout out that he made? Thank you to everyone for making music. Did he go to space?
Yeah, of course. And then he blasted himself off in a giant penis.
Is that what you call it?
But that's what it is.
It's very
it looks
phallic.
like a giant penis.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Cheese and bread.
Can you show me it, please?
Huh?
Can you
Yeah,
show me?
after, don't worry.
Yeah.
I wanna
But yeah,
see
for,
this.
for anyone who wasn't already thriving,
yeah.
it was another added pressure. And
Yeah, I
what
didn't
what
think of
I
that.
felt like, and I don't know if other people feel the same, but I felt like I had very little control over my life generally. And then lockdown took
Stripped
away
it.
whatever little control I had left away completely. Because now it was like, I can't go out to socialize. I can't go out to exercise. I can't go do this. I can't go do this. I'm not meeting anyone. I'm not doing this. I'm stuck in the same 4 walls because
Yeah, I
I
didn't
was
think
literally
that.
spending all my time in my bedroom.
Didn't think like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was a really negative time.
I think also some people had, like, I was lucky and honoured to have and I say it's a privilege to have a garden, because some people live,
Yeah, that's what I'm
live in
saying.
high block estates
Yeah.
that have no garden, no communal area,
That
no
must have
nothing.
been
Yeah.
You're literally
painful.
stuck. And some people are overcrowded already.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think there's a lot of stuff I took for granted that I started appreciating. And at some point I invited my girls over and I said to them, like, one at a time, I'd be like, if you want space, my garden's here, we'll sit far apart. Like, I'm not here to like break rules, but I knew for their mental well-being, they needed an escapism. And if that's me and my house, I can provide that. You're my
Yeah.
bubble right now, isn't it?
And
It is what it is.
and that's how I got to know Queen Elizabeth Park so well.
Yeah.
Because that 1 hour that I was allowed out, best believe I went exploring.
Good.
I went exploring. I tried to exercise as well while I was out there. Take my skipping rope along with me and Zumba.
You skip.
Oh, here we go. She skates, she skips, she's Wonder Woman. Let her be her. Let her do her thing.
No,
How
you
do you
sk-
think
you
I
skip.
got
Oh
my
yeah,
legs?
Ben's a skipper.
You skip.
No, not really.
Oh, we
He's
can
I
skip.
tried.
Ben.
I tried, Ben.
So
It just
see how
didn't-
you've watched. Do you know how he's watched your skating journey?
Yeah.
I've watched his skipping journey.
Really?
Ben used to always like struggle. Like
Right.
at the beginning, it was like very, very like whatever. And now he's like,
Can you do them fancy crossovers?
All of
where they
it.
like- Can you?
Uncle Ben
Can you
got
show
the
me some
skills.
videos?
I can show you some videos, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But are you rusty right now? Are you still on point?
Yeah. So with any skill, what I do is I get to a point where I'm good enough. I was like, all right, that's done.
So you
Next
love
one.
skipping, even like for like fitness.
So if I go into the gym, then I warm up and skip. But
It's no longer the challenge to sort of
no, so you do like, you got the double unders, the crossovers,
what he said.
skip backwards. What else is there? You do side sweeps and all of that stuff. And then when you got that, Then it just goes into mad stuff where you drop the mic and you're spinning the skipping rope and you drop it and you twirl it and catch it at the same time. And I thought, all right, this is getting a bit mad now.
This is getting
But
dangerous.
Did you test yourself to it, or did you go?
I tried it once
I'm
and
not
I
dropping
licked
no mic.
my forehead.
I was
like,
gonna
nah,
say
I'm cool.
you'd either lose
I'm
a few
cool.
teeth or you're
I'm
gonna
cool.
leave yourself.
The amount of
concussion.
whiplashes I got on my legs, like, okay, no, I'm cool. So yeah, my Joe would watch me and she skips as
My
well.
Joe would watch me.
I was gonna
That's
say
so
my wife or my Joe. I didn't know which one to say. But
My
Joe
Joe.
watches me
My
and
Joe.
she the hate is real.
No,
It's
it's
not
genuine.
hate.
What's wrong with
We
you?
love it.
This guy always he comes out with
I
us with
know.
smoke. We come with love, but he doesn't have to receive it.
No, I don't.
It's all love.
I don't.
It's all love.
I'm just saying. I hate
You're making me
compliments.
aggressive. Same here, but
I
don't.
hate compliments. You just don't. Yeah, you can give them. You just don't receive the same back. Maybe I'll just be quiet.
It was so cute. But anyway, continue. Please.
We appreciate.
I didn't
you.
meet. Yeah, whatever. Skipping. I like it. We're gonna have to skip one time.
We're gonna
You can
skip this
teach me a few
conversation.
moves. Yeah.
I managed to start running. I never believed in running. I refused to run. I literally,
How far you run?
man, don't run for nothing. 1 second. This is the extent of running, right? So God forbid my son was to run out into the streets. I would assess the situation.
Assess. There's no
I'd assess
assessing.
it. No, I'd assess it. Do
There's
I need
no
to run? I don't run
assessing.
for buses. I don't run for nothing. So it could be life experience. So him getting a scare or like being knocked over by a bicycle, it's life
You
experience.
find out with no
You know
teeth,
now
right?
not to cross the road again, isn't it?
True.
He's got baby teeth.
I'm
He's got baby
sim-
teeth.
yeah, I like that because I'm the same with Caleb. People don't touch that. It's hot. Don't touch that.
Touch
It's
it,
hot.
mate.
Don't touch it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
That's
on.
it.
Burn
So
up your whole
That's
house.
how
I don't
much
care, man.
I'm anti-running, like to the point where I'd assess danger. I'm like, do I need to run? No. If I have to, I have to. Anyway, so I started challenging myself and I started going to the park. The gym was my life and gym was stripped away from me. And I was like, panic. I started running 6 to 7K
That's good.
every single day
That's good.
until my knees gave in and freaked out. And I thought I was going to be paralyzed for the rest of my life.
No.
I literally called my doctor going, I can't lie down. I can't stand up. I can't sleep. I can't walk. I can't do nothing.
You were-
like just
Were
existing.
you stretching before and after?
No, but I had like pins
Yeah,
in my
but
knees.
no, I understand. Were you
Oh,
stretching?
no.
No. So that's a no. You weren't stretching anything. You weren't stretching
No.
calves. You weren't stretching quads.
No. I was
You
stretching my
weren't
leg
doing
as I was
anything?
running. You can feel
No.
the stretch.
Did you get any pains in the soles of your feet?
No, but I did. They're back now. So when I say this disclaimer, they're back. I lost 2 nails.
What the heck?
From running?
Ew.
From running?
With the big
On your
toes.
feet?
No, the second one.
Second one in from the big toe.
From the big toe. Cause I had bad shoes. They
Huh?
were just pressing. They were pressing so
Oh
much because I
my
ran. Because of the
Lord.
volume. No. The thing is, they weren't tight. My day-to-day, they're fine. Shut up. But they didn't fall off. I didn't realise.
Did they go black?
Kind of.
Ew.
One
So
of
here-
they lifted themselves.
Listen,
But one
listen.
second, but the nails started growing under before I realised that they'd fallen off. I just knew my feet were constantly under pressure because I was doing too much.
That's so weird.
No, but apparently it's fairly common. So I started
is.
Googling.
For silly people,
It is, and it's
I
all
had
down to poor
regular
fitting
shoes.
that's
running-
not mean
No,
you
as
can
in
go.
like regular kicks that I was running with.
That doesn't mean you can run in them.
They were running ones, but they just weren't the right one. I had them buying. That's my new thing. I started buying different trainers to try and
Jesus,
find.
Fred.
But yeah, so I did lose 2 toenails,
I've
which
been-
are fully back.
Been running for almost 5 years, and that's never happened to me.
Oh, okay,
Ever.
show off.
It's just
Why can't
But
we all be perfect like
you.
you?
So okay, so here's some fundamentals.
all right.
Go to a running shop.
It was
Oh, you're that-
lockdown,
No.
Ben.
That's
There
fine,
was
fine.
no running
And
shop
there's no
open.
internet.
Go on YouTube and
There's no
watch
internet.
20 tutorials.
There's no internet.
The best
If you were going to say gait analysis.
No, you can go to Run and Become, and you can
Never
go
heard
and
of it.
buy some trainers. My recommendation is always go a full size up.
Oh, words.
Your
Their
feet
feet
swell
swell.
when you
That's
run.
what it was.
When your feet
No, it really
literally
was.
swell.
It
So
really-
I'm 11. I always go 11.5, 12. Always go a size up.
Thank you.
Think about
Where
it,
were
your-
you a year ago when
your
my
feet-
toenails were still alive?
Your feet are the foundation.
Oh my God, I just keep getting mental images. How did I not
Do you
clock
know how
this, Em?
interesting it was? I won't
Did
say
you have to
it.
wrap them?
No. I didn't realize they'd fall because they just lifted a little bit. So my nails were coming through like this
What is it
on both sides.
What does the underside of the nail look like? So if you take, did you remove the nail at all?
Yeah.
What does it look? I've never seen.
It was just an actual nail. That's it. No, it didn't turn black. They just removed. They lifted. They literally lifted off the bed.
Wow. That means
From the
you
pressure.
damaged it from
Like
the
literally.
nail
I think it was
bed.
hidden.
Yeah.
the
It was hit.
cuticle.
What you said, I don't know. The tip, like it was just there. So imagine.
Why
the
am I still
shoes.
talking about toenails?
I don't know,
for?
bro. We're
Please.
here.
Like,
We're here. So guys,
Yes.
Terrible.
we're
Terrible.
officially on our freedom. We're officially in freedom
Freedom
zone.
Day.
How does everyone feel about the vaccines?
I'm getting my second one tomorrow, so that's how I feel.
No, but how do you like you've taken it, but were you always pro it?
No,
Okay, so what's made you change your mind?
my mum.
What is she auntie WhatsApp as well?
I said to Joe, I said I'm not getting the vaccine. I don't
She
see a
called your
point.
mum.
And Joe said, okay, Mum.
Right,
He's
she's
not
a
getting them.
snitch.
And then my mum phoned me and my mum said, if you don't book your vaccine, I will come and see you. So okay, I'll book it tomorrow.
Right, you don't want to see your mum.
Wow.
I don't
No,
want that
she was
drama.
coming with
The-
a belt,
the
the
I don't
slipper,
wanna
the
see-
spoon,
I don't
all
want to
of
see
that.
that. That's too much drama.
So that was all. That was it. That was the only sway
I'm
you
not
needed.
joking. I'm not joking. If mum says something, then
Which rapper was it that said? No, well, maybe it wasn't a rapper. Maybe it was it Lippy? I don't know. Someone said my mum's taking a vaccine, and if she can put it in her, then I should be able to put it in as well. Like he feels that he has to be united on it because if he's allowing his mum to do it, or she's gonna do it, then he feels obligated to support it by doing it.
okay.
I can't remember. Someone said it, and it was a thing.
That doesn't really make sense. But okay.
I get what they mean. Like if you're gonna
Kind
allow,
of.
if I'm gonna allow you to inject something in your body, and then I'm saying actually no, I don't agree with it. But you're my mum. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I should wanna. If anything, I'm protecting you from harm.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do this, then I'm in it with you. Like we're gonna both take the poison together.
Well,
Romeo
yeah,
and
literally,
Juliet
it's gonna
vibes.
be if it's gonna kill us, if it's gonna kill you dead, it's gonna kill us all dead. If you're gonna live, we're all gonna live.
Okay.
Does that make
So,
sense?
Yeah, I mean the mentality makes
That's
sense.
just-
It
it
makes
does-
sense to me.
It doesn't make sense whatsoever.
Why?
They're two different people.
But that's your mother. She birthed you.
Okay, let's just look at physiologically. She's a woman, he's a man. They're not going to affect them in the same way. Doesn't matter if it's the same mum and son, whatever. It's not going to affect you. So if you,
It's a moral
more
support thing.
sentimentally,
Yeah, it's more of a sentimental
It makes
vibe.
sense, but
As long as it makes sense at some point in your life or along the way the thought, then that's fine. We don't have to, I get what you mean. I get 100%, which is it doesn't necessarily mean the same side effects you're going to have. Even if they're both men or both women.
Yeah,
won't.
Everyone's
Yeah.
going to have different side effects. And there's
yeah,
different
everyone's
types of
reacted to the
vaccines.
virus differently
the
anyway.
closest you could probably get is twins, and they have to be the same sex and identical. Anything else, you're completely separate. Completely separate.
What about if it's a clone?
Well,
What clones?
when you
Where are
understand,
you?
when we get clones and they're walking
Where
around,
are you?
when you bump into yourself,
21.
I'm about 100 years in the future.
when you
Baby
bump
girl.
into yourself, let us know.
All right, cool.
We'll come
I like
back.
that. Are you taking a vaccine?
Eventually. I haven't yet.
Exactly, that's my face as well.
What was the face? Do it again.
No, go on. We want to know. Show me.
What is your apprehension?
What are your views, guys, on vaccines?
I vaxxed and I still got COVID. So.
Well, I mean, they say that you should. It helps reduce the
symptoms.
severity of your symptoms, which I think a lot of.
Life-threatening
Yeah.
symptoms.
Have you
Yeah.
taken it?
I've had minutes to go, like the clubbing thing, like to leave the country and you come back to the amber list and all that. It's just long, you know what I mean?
But even if you're vaccinated, you still you might have to isolate still. I mean,
yeah,
in some
but at
kind.
least I can get the COVID passport thing, which might be bullshit. But, you know,
So you're doing it more for like just making your life
I'm
easier,
not worried about me dying from COVID, but also it's a thing of not
spreading.
being less like it's all about like percentage of likelihood, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Being less likely to spread it to someone.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Again, we're all young, but like seeing my granddad, I feel better knowing that I'm like. It's
So
just-
I
it's all
think-
psychological.
So I think that's what it is. Some people have different reasons. So some people feel like they're like my sister's was very anti it, and now she's like, "Do you know what? I'm living a mum, even though she's vaccinated. I feel like maybe I should be vaccinated. She's a pharmacist, so she kind of like is like understanding, trying
She's
to.
a pharmacist and she says she's not getting it.
No. She's thinking of getting it because there are even if you're a pharmacist, at the end
Hold
of
on,
the
wait.
day,
Your sister is a pharmacist.
yes.
I see. So she has the information.
just because but
No,
she's
I'm asking-
but she's
No,
not
no, no.
100%. She's
This
not 100%.
is what I want to understand.
Yeah,
If a medical professional is saying, I'm not sure, I want to understand why.
because
Because I need ammunition.
I think every vaccine.
Ammunition for what? You've already taken
Taken
one
Doesn't matter.
dose.
It doesn't matter. I still want to understand, even if
So
I
I think of
take
any vaccine, the stressful part about it is they bring it out quickly without full consultations, because right now they're trying to do damage control. So they push something they think.
Wait. Okay. Let's just unpack that.
Oh, we're not doing this. We
No,
don't have time
because
for all
we
these.
can't throw out very, very outlandish statements without backup and proof.
So I went
you
on the
said-
government website. They had a consultation out there going, this consultation is only for wholesalers, like i.e. big pharmaceutical companies. Here's a consultation. They've not all been tested. It's not been proven to but we hope that it will cause this. And we've got to fast track this out because there's a lot of issues.
Yeah.
And we need to speed it up. This is there on the government website. It's there. It's actually a physical document. And that happens to a lot of vaccines. A lot of vaccines, they try and push, they do all the scientific things in the background, make sure what works with the body, whether it's the physically adding antibodies, or whether it's just a medical thing that they add on. But the reality is they will never know the outcome until they start using it.
No vaccine ever produced has 100% efficacy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
No.
also there's also side effects that will never come to light until after, like, oh snap, we realize anything we make, we don't realize there's a bug, whether it's a technical thing where like as soon as it's like a trial and error, which is really frustrating.
But we have to be very careful with that. This vaccine isn't like other vaccines where it's
got
a
antibodies,
dead virus.
Yeah.
There's no
There's nothing.
virus whatsoever
Absolutely.
in this vaccine.
Absolutely.
So the limited Facebook degree that I have in, I don't know if it's called virology or whatever.
There is a word for
Is
it.
that
but I
a
don't
real
know.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's called what it is.
Wait,
but
hold up. Huh? What?
there are people that study viruses, and there is a name for that person.
Oh, I think you're studying viral things on
No,
social
no, no,
media.
no.
It's an
Oh
actual
my
terminology.
God.
I got sidetracked. I'm like, what? It's Facebook knowledge.
I can see the connection now.
I
yeah.
just kind of went.
Oh, you know
His
when
glasses came off. He couldn't look at
You know what I'm
you.
saying?
You go like this.
You know when it's mad that seeing properly isn't a priority. I take
I
glasses.
can't look at you right now.
Right now, it's just I want to see blur.
I'm not even gonna feel stupid about it. It all made sense.
It made sense. No, when
smart
you
for
said
that situation.
Facebook and viral, I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in two minds. I personally feel like I noticed a lot of people who are anti-vaccine, similar to what Theo's done, or his point of view is, I feel like it's easy to just have it because I want my freedom. So it's almost like they're not saying it's mandatory. They're making sure they corner you to the point where you're like, do you know what? I have no choice now because I can't go to this concert or I can't go abroad. I can't, like, my mental well-being is being compromised. I need to escape. And the only way I'm going to escape is by having this passport.
That's what I don't agree with.
Yeah, and
But that's what a
kind
lot
of
of people are doing. though.
Yeah,
I don't agree
and
with
that's
As you don't
kind
agree
of
with what they're doing, what they've
No,
done.
100%.
Government. Yeah.
It's
Taking away your freedom,
not
effectively.
it's forcing someone to take something when they don't, where you don't have to if you don't want to. If it's your choice to be able to risk yourself to be able to potentially have COVID or not have it, then
It's
that's
also,
your
it's also the
choice.
spread though as well. You're
That's,
responsible.
again,
You're being irresponsible.
We're spreading common colds and all of this. Let me tell you this: most girls and boys will not strap up when they have sex.
Yep.
You are spreading whatever diseases through that.
Mm-hmm.
But the government be like, they're okay with this, but COVID.
no, you need vaccinations and passports and stuff like
Come
that.
on.
That's the part that I'm sticking on right now as well, and why I haven't yet. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to, or I'm an
You need to be more
anti-vaxxer or
convinced.
anything.
It's a very fragile branch. Just
Yeah,
doing that,
But what I'm struggling to wrap my head around is the whole, you need to be vaccinated. You need to have proof of vaccination to be able to go on holiday, to be able to
that's
go
what I don't agree
on
with.
to go nightclubs and stuff like that. And it's like,
It's very bullyish. And
yeah, and
controlling.
so there's that aspect of it. It's like it's kind of infringing on your human rights. That's a very bold statement.
It is, but they're
is.
dancing around it, so it doesn't
Yeah,
feel like
so it doesn't
I've
feel
not
like it
physically
is.
said it's mandatory, but you
If you-
can't breathe without it.
Yeah,
Just a heads up. You're
just
stuck
a
in your
heads
house
up.
otherwise.
So it's kind of like, I don't really like that. But then also, I mean, there's another part to it as well. So you're putting in these things about, oh yeah, you need to have like the vaccination passports to go to nightclubs and stuff. But we just had the Euros, and after the Euros, we've seen a massive spike. And I feel like there's a target audience here. The demographic's a bit off. I just feel like the same group of people are always being targeted. It's always going to be the people who need to travel abroad. The people who come from abroad need to travel abroad to go visit family, but you're locking them off. The other aspect of it is them saying you need the COVID passports to come to nightclubs or concerts or whatever. I'm at a place where I'm actually not ready to go to those things anyway.
I'm not gonna lie, I booked Chappelle and Sinead Harnett.
But I mean, it's not that I don't want to. I do because I've missed them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I have
You're
developed
anxious.
I've
Yeah.
developed an
A
anxiety.
lot
being
of
around.
people, honestly, people who are close to me who I never thought would ever have
Yeah.
anxiety have experienced a next level of anxiety to the point where me trying to get them out the house is an effort. Just a basic bare minimum.
Well, even just on the
is a
way
no.
here, like after Freedom Day, so after the 19th, we were told face masks are no longer mandatory.
Except on public transport.
Yeah, except on public transport. But I mean, even then, they're not enforcing it. They're not really enforcing
Oh,
it.
they
I've
were
got my
people.
FPP, FFF,
Yeah.
P2
But
mask
as
on.
in, there's
Telling
like,
you.
I've only seen it being enforced a handful of times at Stratford Station with those TFL, those Transport for London police officers.
Please, man, them.
Transport police.
Yeah,
have you not
the-
seen
the
a few people be
transport
like
Popo.
proper-
Not the
Yeah.
actual Popo, not the 5
No, but transport police.
yeah,
are
the
still
transport.
police.
Yeah, so they would enforce it then, but they're not enforcing it now, or they haven't been for
I
a
think
while.
I think they will be, but it's just I think now everyone's kind of like.
Yeah,
I think it's like a
everyone's
very
relaxing.
trending weird vibe.
Yeah.
We're in limbo.
We're in limbo, but I feel uncomfortable.
I
So
am,
you saying to
'cause I want
me,
a rule.
you can't go to this concert or you
Calm.
can't go to this event, this indoor event until you're vaccinated. Cool, I don't want to come.
Yeah.
I actually don't want to go. Like I want to
Yeah.
go. I'm missing out. I'm getting FOMO, but I'm more anxious about going than I am missing out.
So two things I noticed when I went to the shops. A lot of people, like I'd say, from what I saw, over 50% of people are still wearing their masks.
Yeah, I'm
still
wearing
wearing
them.
People
my mask.
are still nervous.
No, I'm wearing
still
it
social
straight up.
distancing.
I
And
am.
especially if you have like different conspiracies in your mind, you're like, no, this is a bit too like
No,
why
but-
is suddenly like a drop out of nowhere? And another thing, I don't like Bojo's speeches. Not a single one of his speeches ever made sense.
You know, I don't actually watch his speeches. I wait for the summaries after.
That's
I can't
exactly what I
stand
say.
to hear the man speak, the
Right,
buffoon
you-
speak.
I
should
always
hear
watch
something.
it and I used to film it and go, anyone understand a single thing? Why don't we just save it and allow the BBC to round it up? Because they round
Yeah.
it up beautifully.
Yeah.
They actually have sentences that make sense. You literally go, yeah, it's okay, but no, but we'll think about it, but we want you to, but we can't. But what we're gonna do is, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. What?
Yeah.
Cat poo. Nothing
Yeah,
makes sense.
basically. Yeah.
And
Rid of
and
me
the
this,
worst
rid of me
part,
that.
like, where it's like a complete mistake, where he was like, okay, so I appreciate the latest speech with the freedom, the 19th, when he was isolating in his face, where he was like, so, we appreciate that people under 30s have had their vaccines, but there's over 30% who haven't done it. I can't remember the percentages, which is fine, but we encourage you. We thank you all for doing it. And but, just to let you guys all know, obviously it's not mandatory, but, come September, you can't have any fun without a vaccine. So hurry up and do it.
I mean,
Basically.
all that's going to happen though, which we saw happen earlier, is them illegal parties.
No,
Them illegal.
I'll tell you one better. I know people who have purchased certs to say that they've done
Yeah, of
the
course.
vaccine.
Yeah.
They're being sold through people who work in NHS
Yeah.
who are basically making money out of actually putting it through the system as vaccinated. What are we really doing here now?
That's
I
what I
don't
mean. Like,
understand.
how are you enforcing any of this? You can't.
I think it's
Cannot
all
enforce
nonsense.
it. It's all nonsense. Like, it's not that I'm not gonna do it. I am. I'm just sort of waiting it out. There are obviously concerns about how quickly it got pushed through.
Yeah.
Don't go. If you have a concern, go watch a YouTube channel.
No, I'm
Honestly.
I'm trying to avoid some of them.
No,
because
you can't. If
they're
you
talking so
have
much
a
faff.
concern, research it and then.
But make
See.
sure you trust your source, please.
Yeah, of
Well,
course.
yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not gonna just watch a video and blindly. I mean, it's not Facebook University
Go
out
to
here.
go to, I don't know, go to Vox. Vox have some really good breakdowns.
Yeah.
But it's just annoying because
Okay.
everyone's got an agenda. So I think everything that we release, it has an agenda.
I
It's-
think YouTube channels are
have a bit more
better.
freedom than
Yeah.
No, they are better than some news outlets.
Of course, because
Because-
propaganda is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just feel like even YouTube is policed.
To an
In that-
extent. To an
Yeah.
extent.
Your videos are pushed to you based on your watch patterns.
Algorithm.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, the algorithms. And
If
stuff,
you
but-
go and watch something out of the blue, like if I go watch Kittens now, then nothing like
Say kittens a few
Skippins.
times so your phone starts picking up.
No,
kittens,
no, of
kittens,
course.
fluffy kittens,
Kittens.
kittens, baby kittens.
Gift kittens.
Cuddly kittens.
I'm just looking forward to you opening your phone.
yeah,
on
and then
Instagram,
just being
having-
inundated with kittens.
Everyone in this room's getting kittens today. I do that with people. I just randomly say random things and they're like, thanks. And I got lingerie everywhere.
Oh,
I'm like, hey. So yeah, I just want to summarize, obviously, everyone's point of view. How do you feel about being in your freedom? Do you feel free?
No, I don't feel free, fam.
What do you think it will take you to feel free?
Not feeling like I have to get vaccinated to be able to have the freedom to do stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, just stay in this country, innit? Don't go nowhere.
No, man.
Go to Bournemouth.
Exactly. Bournemouth is nice.
It is nice, but
Cambersand.
Go
Cambersand's
South
beautiful.
Coast. Or go to Wales.
no, I just
Go to Wales.
I guess also I will feel free when I don't feel anxious about it.
Oh, okay.
That's the
But,
biggest
but,
thing.
we
That's
got, but we got to
psychological,
tackle that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
everyone's got to tackle the anxiety. We can't feel imprisoned in our own minds like
yeah,
that.
but until I'm ready to feel like, okay, I want to go to a concert, I want to go to an indoor event where there's loads of people. So I've actually recently, coming back to the skating thing, there is an event coming up, an indoor skating rink event, which has a capacity of 400 people.
Oh, you ain't going to that.
I said no. I'd go to an outdoor one. That's different.
Yeah.
I'm not going
That's
to an
sensible.
indoor one.
That's
Yeah.
sensible.
So,
Yeah, you ain't going to
I mean, the anxiety's there.
As
So
I'm
I
going
guess
to
when I will
Wembley.
feel free is when I don't feel anxious about it anymore.
How do you feel, sir?
Let's go, man. I'm ready. I'm the worst person to talk about mental illness and health because apparently the things that I've been through as a child have just prepared me for anything. So I'm just like, let's go.
Oh, we might have to do a whole session on Ben.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I
Let's-
feel like
It's
we need
not
to
dark.
therapy.
We
It's
need
not
to have
dark.
a make Ben cry session.
No, you won't. It's
Raw
not happening.
tears.
Yeah, man.
It won't
Like
happen.
tears of happiness?
No, just
actual pain.
pain.
It
yeah.
won't happen.
Pain.
I'll talk to you about anything. Like my
Man,
child.
don't cry, you know.
No, it's not about
Don't
that.
cry, you know.
My son was born. Man was
You
crying.
cried?
Of course.
Go on.
This is my
Is
first
this documented?
child. No, no one saw. I'll talk about it. I don't mind. But this is my
Pixar,
first
it
child.
didn't happen.
It did happen, but it was in the shower, so it might not happen. It might have been over the gym.
Was it the water
But-
or my
but here-
eyes? I don't know.
No, but here's the thing. People are always like, oh, you have a child, you have a child. I am physically amazed at something that I gave to my, being very immature. Something that happened with my wife, and
I
then
hugged her so
it
tightly,
grew.
and then he was born.
No, no, I don't
What
think
are
you
you
understand.
talking about, Ben?
I don't
I
think
know,
you
I
understand.
understand. No, I understand, but it's the way you worded it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Dude.
it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. That's how I,
I
feel about my
watched
son.
this person grow.
And develop inside, and then
And
physically.
he was born, and I was there. And
And
now
I'm glad,
he's growing.
but I'm so glad.
I
that
ain't
you,
go-
we're digressing, but I'm so glad that you appreciate fatherhood like that, because a lot of men, it's a massive build up to try and connect with your child, because you don't appreciate those moments. You've appreciated it all, so you take so much value to what Joe's gone through and to what your son's going through. Like his growth is important to you. Some men shoop over their heads. But to conclude my point of view, I wish Bojo made sense. I wish he wasn't. I wish he wasn't chatting nonsense. I wish he was very transparent and said, you know what, I kind of effed up, guys. Let's be real. Could have
I feel
done
like
better.
that first sentence is just summarizes
No,
the
but
whole
for real,
of
like
lockdown for
even
me.
the way he went, well, we'd rather do it sooner than later. We might as well just pull the plaster off. Like, really? After 2 years?
But I just found it really ironic how you've done Freedom Day, but you're isolating right now. The irony was not missed on this
I think
one.
I
was
know
like,
why
wow.
he doesn't make sense.
Because he's stupid.
Because he never
No,
brushes his hair.
Because at university he did a degree in critical thinking with I think it was a major in poetry.
Oh,
That's his
Jesus.
degree. I'm not joking.
Say no more.
So literally, he's the Riddler.
He is the
I
Riddler.
think it's.
He's the
I will
Riddler.
confirm, but
He's actually the Riddler.
He's the Riddler.
Jeez, because you
he
don't,
confirmed it
know.
behind camera. Yeah, you see.
What's that, Jozza? Is the Riddler.
He didn't. He did something like that.
Listen, we
Mad.
need Batman. Batman, hurry up. Come save
the
London,
day.
man.
Nah, for real. So I think for me,
What was it? What was it?
Classics.
Classy.
Which
Hey,
is,
Same.
ancient history, basically.
there you go. See, ancient history,
He's
poetry,
he's the era.
talking. That's what he does.
Shakespeare.
That's our prime minister.
he is
big,
Arab man.
big-
Sheikh.
Biggest job in the land. Man done classical studies.
It's all right, man. Sometimes our degrees don't
That's where you
reflect
learn
our-
politics from, innit?
But yes, I personally feel we're constantly, as humans, we're constantly adaptable. We're adapting to changes. Our normalities have changed. I never ever thought my wildest dreams this would be my life right now.
Yeah.
That my son knew about COVID, knows about people dying, all these things that we thought, nah, never.
Yeah.
It's become our reality. So I think
Yeah.
we're probably going to become more and more numb and accustomed to it. And that's how we're going to move on. But I don't think I'm going to take the vaccine unless...
Yes, you are.
Shush.
Yes, you are.
I'm not
Ben's
gonna
just
I'm
going to
not
get
gonna
his mum on the phone to you.
Yes,
I'm not going
you
to take the
are.
vaccine until I feel that it's relevant and I feel comfortable
Yes.
and I feel educated enough and I feel like there's enough evidence to say that this is the most appropriate thing for me to do. Until then, I'm going to hold tight. I'll see what's happening in the next couple of months. Come September, we'll revisit the situation. But guys,
We'll pray
we've
for
come
you.
to the end. Any final thoughts or
Pray for Heather. Make
Pray
sure.
for Heather.
Yeah, man.
look, I don't want a vaccine?
Nothing's happened.
Ben's mum is after her with
Listen,
the
what
slipper.
God wills, God wills. I'm not
Don't
going to
say
walk around.
that.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to walk recklessly.
say
I'm not going to
that.
stand in the road and go, "If God wills not to run me over." Like logic's logic.
Boy, I'm praying for you right now.
Thank you. I appreciate prayers. Pray for a husband, good health.
No, that's all you.
Wealth.
That's all you. God ain't got nothing to do with that. That is
Are
you.
you mad?
That's you.
Anyways, guys, you've been watching Growing Up Brits with myself, Hebz.
I am Ben.
You stole my line. That's my line. I am Fizz. I'm Fizz.
Okay.
He's your uncle's favourite uncle.
Sorry.
Well done.
Yes.
Look at you taking over.
I am your uncle's favourite uncle. Uncle Ben.
And please subscribe, like, share, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Or just we appreciate it, y'all. And do what you want to do with the vaccines and COVID. These are just our personal views. Please
Yes.
don't take it as literal. I'm not educated. I'm not viral.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Just be sensible.
be safe.
Yes.
Bye. Bye. You dummy.